What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Brienne Friend, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Happy Monday, everybody.
Monday.
I was trying to think of an M word. Marvelous Monday. Happy Marvelous Monday, everybody. Macy's Monday. This episode and this podcast is presented to you by Macy's. Macy's has everything that you could possibly need. They have
lovely, a little Macy's Monday.
Yeah, a little Macy's Marvelous Monday coming at you live. Macy's has everything you could possibly need. They also have sales going on constantly. And right now, a big sale, Fran. Why don't you tell them what it is?
Guys, listen up. Are your ears open?
My ears are wide open.
It only happens twice a year. Macy's semi-annual fine jewelry sale starts on Friday the 9th. This is the best time to shop for all your summer and fall occasions. So from August 9th to August 20th, Macy's is offering 50 to 70% off fine jewelry specials. So this is big, especially for this time of year, right? Fall, summer. You're looking for maybe some nice jewelry for some weddings.
Weddings coming up.
Maybe a guest of. Maybe you're a bridesmaid. You want some nice jewelry.
Me, I'm a bridesmaid this fall.
Exactly. So there's some great deals that you can check out. Or gift giving. Also, time to stock up. Think about those gifts early this year.
Guys, fall is right around the corner, and I hate to be that person.
I know.
But I am going to be that person. Start getting your fall wardrobe intact so that when September, October rolls around, you're not like, gee golly, I'm still stuck in summer.
Your first chilly day, your first crisp morning,
you're ready.
You got your sweaters and your jewelry to match, ready to go. So you can shop these limited time deals at Macy's.com. So mark your calendars, guys. It starts on Friday. We are super excited. Who doesn't love shopping for a little fine jewelry?
Listen, I know I do.
Yeah.
So I'll be there. Macy's.com or shop in store. Check it out. Woo! I'm excited for the week. I am excited because It Ends With Us comes out this weekend, and I have plans with my friend Saturday night to go see it. Super pumped up. Blake Lively's been on a big press tour for it.
Has.
She also released her new hair care line as well.
She did.
A lot going on.
They're booked and busy, those two.
They really are.
Yeah.
And I saw something that said It Ends With Us can dethrone Deadpool.
Right. Which would be, I think Ryan would be respect.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm really excited though.
Yeah.
My friends and I have had this plan for literally since they announced when the movie was coming out.
Yeah.
And so I'm pumped. Little beach day, movie at night, the typical.
Your favorite.
My favorite summer activity that I only did once this summer. I will be doing on Saturday, but I'm pumped for It Ends With Us just because literally all the parties that have been going on for it, all the press, a lot to live up to.
Yep.
So can't wait for that. But how was your weekend?
I'm excited as well. My weekend was lovely. Just a refresh. So out at the beach.
Nice.
A lot of Joe's family was out. So a lot of kid time, a lot of fun, a lot of beach, ocean. It's hot. It's been real hot. We're getting these beautiful thunderstorms.
Yeah.
And great rainbows.
Oh my God. I saw a couple rainbows this weekend.
Some
that
incredible
were
rainbows.
Beautiful.
And then you're like, oh God, the thunderstorms, it's gonna break the heat, No. Hasn't.
No, it doesn't.
Still hot.
It doesn't break
Still
the heat.
humid.
Yeah.
We're still riding through it. But it was, super nice.
Nice weekend. Very relaxing.
Yeah. Yep. I don't have a single complaint. It was very chill.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it was nice. It was such a nice excuse because it would rain. It was so nice during the day, and then we could go to the beach. And then it was kind of, 5, 6, 7. We started a couple thunderstorms.
It's perfect time.
Which is the best because it's the best excuse to not have to do anything at night.
Right.
I'm like, oh, we can't go out.
We can't go to
It's
dinner.
raining.
We gotta stay in.
We gotta stay home.
Cozy.
Exactly. Good Olympics coverage.
There was great Olympics
locked
all
into
weekend.
a lot of events. We're getting into the track and field stuff now because swimming's coming to an end. Big story this weekend. Did you see the French guy who's the news have described it in many different ways. Package, bulge,
His pole.
that took down the pole.
He got in the way. His own pole got in the way of the poles.
The bulge
Yes.
affected his pole.
Now,
vaulting.
I imagine if I'm him.
That's gotta hurt though, real bad.
First of all, that's the first thing. It's like, wowzers.
Yeah.
Ouchie mama.
Yeah, ouch.
That's gotta hurt.
Yep.
And on top of that, do you feel embarrassed or do you feel like, you know what? Worse things could happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he could have just fallen off the pole.
Nobody would be talking about it.
And it would be like, oh man, he fell, whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's like he fell because his dick got in the way.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, it's a good spin.
It's like if there's going to be,
if you're gonna, if anything's gonna get in the way, let it be your dick.
If you're gonna lose, you're also gonna kind of win,
right?
You know,
you're gonna lose big.
We were talking about it in our family group chat. My brother just goes, "I do not feel bad for him."
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't really feel bad.
Yeah, like I was like, I mean, granted, like we've been talking about, the headlines when it comes to the Olympics are so crazy because especially the swimmers, the divers, like they're in these tiny little bathing suits. Mm-hmm. They are being objectified left and right. These headlines, like so-and-so's bulge, so-and-so's package.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
So-and-so, it's crazy.
I feel
it's crazy, but like
it shouldn't be happening.
This is what is, it is still a headline, one of the top headlines on E right now still, eonline.com. And now, of course, my phone's decided to not load a single thing. Here it comes. You know what's still crazy is that this Wi-Fi in this office just does not work on my phone. Like I have to turn the Wi-Fi off.
I don't use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Like I have to turn my Wi-Fi off to be like, do not connect because it's slow every time. Mm-hmm. And now I'm just stalling because it's, oh wait, here we go. Pole vaulter Anthony Amirati's manhood knocks him out of the Olympics.
And that it sure did.
That's the nicest one.
That is the nice.
That's probably the most polite one.
Do you think he's embarrassed at all though? Like now everyone's talking about it. You know, like
I don't know. I think you just kind of have to embrace it because it's like the surfer whose cheeks, who he mooned all of us, you know, and he just kind of he laughed about it on TikTok. I was like,
there's a little bit of difference between cheeks and
yeah,
you know, balls.
Yeah, it was still covered though.
Yeah,
you know?
Right.
It wasn't fully exposed.
It got stuck,
but
it got
hit, you know,
it got
hit
stuck.
pole.
I'm curious.
Surprised it doesn't happen more, to be honest. The way pole vaulting as a sport happens,
and I'm just kind of confused. Like, you know, like he didn't want to like tuck that in a little bit more before he got up there.
I know.
You know?
We started discussing if they maybe should be wearing cups, but then does cups impede you? Like then it's really, you know,
right. There's
because if a cup is a hard shell and if that hits the pole, it's really knocking over.
Yeah, there's so many questions I have.
Yeah, so they probably want to go on natural, but you know, sometimes if you're just a little too well endowed for the pole.
Yeah, that's why poles are his Olympic sport.
Exactly.
You know, it all goes together.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a big story.
Yeah.
The women's gymnastics, it just never gets old.
No.
Like I can't comprehend in my brain how they do the things they do. How?
Yeah.
Like genuinely just how. Like I can't comprehend it.
It's crazy, especially the floor stuff. I left right as the floor competition was ending, and it looked like Simone had just won silver and that Jordan wasn't going to medal. Mm-hmm. But gymnastics, it felt like as far as judges, like the scoring goes, my only reference is Stick It, which is a fictional movie. Mm-hmm. You know, when they're like, her bra strap is showing, that's a deduction. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, that, you know, it's the antiquated ways. I don't really know how it fully works, but it seemed that they either challenged the score or reviewed the score because they said Jordan's difficulty level wasn't as high as it should be, which is a totally subjective thing. Sometimes I mess up subjective and objective. Mm-hmm. Subjective thing, like your difficulty score is your difficulty score because it's like the routine you're running. No matter what. The execution score can change, of course. So I guess that one wasn't high enough. So they had to change that. And when they did that, it pushed her up So she actually got bronze, which was awesome. So all the videos of her finding out like she actually got bronze because she thought she was in 5th.
Yeah, so. The scoring really confuses me.
Yeah.
But I just go based off their reactions, whether they're happy or not.
Right.
I'm like, okay, good score. Yeah. Good score. Ooh,
and
bad score.
NBC gives us those little, like a traffic light. It's like if it's in the green, it's good. Yellow, it's, it's okay. Red, you're like, ooh, red's not good. Right. Red's below. Red's not good.
There was something up with the beam this weekend, huh?
Yeah, the beam.
People were like, we need to inspect this beam.
Yeah. Both of them had falls.
Yeah.
So no one medaled in beam. But I did love that our guy Steve, he got that bronze for pommel horse, in the men's gymnastics.
Yeah.
He's got one job, and it's that horse.
And he
crushes it every time. Yeah. He crushes it every time. Did you see the videos of him doing the Rubik's Cube?
Yeah. It's so hard to just not think it's Robbie Fox.
I know.
Like now when I look at him, I'm just like, oh, it's just Robbie.
Yeah.
It's just Robbie up there.
They got to do something together. I don't know what, but like.
That would be amazing.
They have got to do something. But no, it's been so great. And I've also loved following like Alona's journey. She has like 3 million Instagram followers now. And everything she's been posting has been so good. I was cracking up.
So
she
funny.
posted like a video with Tom Brady that was like, oh my God, Tom Brady asked me for a selfie. She was like, just kidding. Like I asked him.
Yeah, I saw that.
Totally
but
asked him.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was asking her for a selfie.
No,
at this point.
100%. She's an absolute star. So, no, and now the track and field stuff is happening, which is so crazy to me because that's where the timing is even like 1,000th of a second. Like Noah Lyles won that race by a 5/1000ths.
Yeah, do you know that Noah last weekend thought that the guy's name was Noah Lives, and he
my mom texted me that.
He was like, do you guys know there's a guy Noah Lives? And we were like, no, it's Noah.
My mom
Lives.
texted me, there's a guy named Noah Lives, and I'm like, hey guys, there's a guy named Noah Lives.
He was like, do you guys see that there's an Olympian Noah Lives? And we were like, nope, not quite.
And then I didn't realize it's the guy that a lot of people don't like. Like I remembered him from the NBA thing he said.
Yeah, no, he's
unlikable.
So yeah, I mean, look, he is a cocky guy for sure.
Yeah,
and he rubs people the wrong way, 100%. And it's tough because
I found myself like rooting against him.
It's tough because he did win the race, so it's like it backs up, like he can only just be more cocky because he's winning.
But did you see when he came in second in the other race where he was like, I miscalculated like my opponents, like it won't happen again.
No, I saw everything he said afterwards. He was like, He was like, I promise you, America, this won't happen. This won't happen again.
But it's kind of like, you know what, if you're that good.
But guys, think about it like, I was thinking about it like this too. Like, and this is such a bad comparison, but it made me giggle to myself when I was like, think about the kid that you grew up with, that you went to school with, elementary school, like whatever. The kid that was like, yo, you want to race? Like, I'm so fast. Like, those were always the cockiest kids.
Yeah.
The cockiest kids were the ones that were like, I'm so, want to race? Like, I'll beat you. Like,
Their whole personality was just being fast.
Like, being fast. Like, that's what, like, this kid, his whole life, fast. I mean, once you get dubbed fastest man alive, like that's...
And then he's made it to the Olympics from being fast.
Yeah.
So like, it's like,
just
you know what?
fast.
He's a cocky fast
And
guy.
like when you're in 4th grade and like that person comes up to you and they're like, I could beat you in a race.
And you
like they're just...
And you stomp all over them. Like somebody thinks they can beat you and then you're still faster.
Yeah.
He's been fast his whole life.
He's always...
what's he supposed to do about that?
He's been doing that his entire life.
He's just
beating
fast.
people.
By being fast.
By being fast.
Yeah.
So it's clearly gone to his head.
Clearly.
But yeah. Yep.
Listen, I think, you know what? If you're in the Olympics, brag away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love how much Simone Biles is like, yeah, I won. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yes, Simone Biles like deserves every single right and opportunity to be like, yes, I fucking won.
Yeah.
And like, I'm the best because she is.
Yeah.
Like, it's genuinely mesmerizing and amazing. Like, I can't put it into words.
I know.
I can't put it into words. Simone, how do you have so much talent in such small body?
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
It's incredible.
I was under the impression that she was like 5 feet tall.
Oh my God, she's 4'8".
She's 4'8". That's so small.
She's so small, and she's just doing the most amazing things ever.
I know. She gets so high up in the air. It's just, it is truly incredible.
Can someone explain to me, like, why everyone hates Simone Biles' husband if she doesn't hate her husband? You know what I mean? Like, her and her husband, like, she loves her husband.
It's just what he said rubbed everybody the wrong way, and they just don't forget it.
What did he say?
In an interview,
because like I feel like I vaguely remember, but I don't fully remember.
In an interview, I think he basically like I could be butchering this, but I believe it was like, oh my God, you know, how lucky are you to be married to Simone Biles? And he was like, how lucky is she? Like, how lucky am I? Okay. How lucky is she to be married to me?
Okay.
You know? And everyone was like, okay, dude, that nobody knows. Like,
you know what?
Like,
I'm on board.
Let's check yourself
right
here.
I'm on board with like,
and then it was like, like, and then Simone was like, guys, this isn't like a big deal. Like, I am lucky to be married to him. I love him. You know, like she was like supporting him. But then everyone was like, okay, like you're not getting like Simone, give her flowers, you know, like it's Simone Biles.
Yeah, I totally get that. Okay, that makes so much more sense because and
he's like backtracked it, like whatever, but
because that's why people just call him Simone Biles' husband.
People just call him Mr. Biles.
Yeah. I mean, right now he is simply Mr. Simone Biles' husband.
Yes,
like that is it.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So it was like, exactly. But they are. I mean,
people were giving her flack.
It was nice that he was able to go, you know, because he is in training camp.
But people were giving her flack for him wearing her medal, and she wrote back like, "I let my entire family wear my medal." Like, it's like,
it is her husband. Like, I think that's, you know,
she's still married to him. That's her husband.
No matter what the public thinks about him, that is still her husband.
Yeah, and she was like, "I'm going. My whole family, like they're all wearing it." Like. But I'm loving their TikToks, the gymnastics girls, when they post their TikToks. I'm like, it's on point every time. They're just like,
they're so cute.
We keep winning.
They're so cute. And you know what I was also thinking while I was watching? There is probably one of like the top like tattoos that you can get just as a human is the Olympic rings, because you're an Olympian, you know? Like, there's so many Olympians that have the Olympic rings, and I see it a lot on swimmers. Granted, you know that you can see it like more on swimmers. They're in their bathing suits, and but when I see that, I'm like, damn, that's got to be one of the coolest tattoos you can get, because it's like, yeah, I'm an Olympian. See those rings?
Right. You could also get it as a non-Olympian too.
Yeah, you could, but you'd be a fraud.
No, you'd absolutely be a fraud, but you can convince people.
Yeah, but that's, you know, but then you have to look yourself in the mirror and be like, you're stolen valor. Right. You know, you're a fake Olympian.
Yeah.
That's just like, but when you get to your Olympics and you're like, oh, I'm getting the rings tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, I would if I was an Olympian.
Yeah. Oh my God, 100%.
What would you be?
That would be the first thing.
What would you be like an Olympian at?
I was thinking about this. The only, you know, people like to pick on the sports where they think they're like, oh, table tennis. You know, like they like to pick on the ones that they think like aren't real sports, which I think is ridiculous because it is an Olympic sport, you know? But the only
speed walking.
No, let me tell you something. I don't think my hips could deal with the speed walking. You see those hips? Yeah. Ow!
What are the rules?
Oh my God!
Because I'm like, some of them
I think equestrian, which is still impossible for me. Like, I'm not that good of a horseback rider. I never really was, but it's the only thing that I ever actually did. You know? That would be my pick. What were you saying about speed walking?
I'm just like, sometimes it looks like they're like almost running. I'm like, how do they like? I think maybe you have to like keep one foot on the ground.
Where's the line between running and
like some of them like are like running. I'm like, you're running or you're jogging.
Right. Where's the line between jogging and speed walking?
I think that or at least I like heard this at some point. Like one of your feet has to be on the ground. Like if you're running, like I don't know.
Huh.
That would make sense.
What would yours be?
I have no fucking idea. I got no clue.
Trampoline.
Oh my God! Back in the day,
trampoline looks sick. Breaking.
Yeah, probably.
Breakdancing.
Yeah, find me breakdancing as an Olympian. I'm on my head doing twists and turns. I don't know, that's tough. I could have never made it as a gymnast. I was too afraid because we did gymnastics when I was a cheerleader. We had to go to tumbling every week, and the furthest I got was a back handspring.
Yeah.
Once they started going, okay, it's flip time, I said, count me out.
Yeah.
You're not going to catch me doing any standing flips.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen girls fucking fall and look like they broke their neck. Oof. And they turned out to be fine, but still, it's terrifying. Like, I was like, I'm okay. I don't want to be put in that position. I'm good with just walking around. Yeah. I don't need this under my belt. So I would have never made it, even further than a back handspring in my life.
Did you guys watch the tennis final?
I did watch the tennis. The tennis was great. I feel like I've never seen Novak that emotional.
Yeah.
It was really, it's an Olympic medal. It's a big thing.
He's only fifth person to ever win the Olympics and all the
all the Grand Slams, which is
I was
really
for Carlos, but
yeah. I mean, we're big Carlos fans in our house. And Scotty winning gold was also awesome. Love that for him. Yeah. I love like the people that have been like the tweets of like everything Scotty Scheffler has done this year, and it's all amazing. And then the last two was like jail, and then just gold. It's like jail, gold.
Quite the year.
Yeah. I mean, that's just oh god, it's just just so cool.
Were you guys ever on a swim team?
No. Like summer.
You were like competing? Like
no.
I was.
No.
And when I was not
that
younger,
type of swimmer.
I did one meet and it was a nightmare. It was not a long lasted swimming career. I
can't even
myself.
picture you with like goggles.
No, I looked
What was your stroke?
I don't even remember as far as that. The only vision I have, I was really young. I want to say I was, I don't remember exactly, but I want to say it was like 3rd or 4th grade. But I remember looking up like as I'm doing it, and no one was around
near you.
Me.
You're like, ah, shit.
No, like everyone had finished, and I was like still trying to go, and that was the.
So Ricky Bobby, like, were those the other cars?
Like and like I thought I was almost ahead of everybody, but I was in last. Yeah, like no one was around. I was like, oh, I'm fucking smoking them. Nope.
Oh gosh, yeah, I know.
First and last meet I ever did.
Yeah,
I hated it. I also hated swim practice. Like I wanted no part of. I hated the locker room of swim practice. It really grossed me out.
Yeah,
it smells like chlorine. Not a swim team gal. Didn't make it far. I tried out a lot of sports in my day. Swim team, basketball. I also didn't like basketball because they would call it like the bear, like when you block people, it'd be like, be like a bear, be like a bear. And I just like, I didn't want to be like a bear. Like I was a really small child.
Yeah.
And
you were just not trying to play defense like that.
No, I wasn't. Like if you saw pictures of me I was very small. And so bear wasn't in style for me.
No.
So it was basketball, swim, softball. Actually, I did enjoy softball. I played softball for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So softball was up there, and then cheerleading was the top one. I'm trying to think if I did anything else. I never did volleyball. My sister did volleyball. She was really good. I didn't even want to touch that because I was like, my sister's really good at volleyball. It hurt my wrists anytime I played it in gym class. Wasn't for me.
I actually feel the same way.
Volleyball, it hurts your wrists. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know Matt was like he played baseball in high school and college, but do you know that he was like an all-star volleyball player?
That totally checks out.
I didn't know how to receive that. You know, like I was like, "What?
Oh my god!
Wait, you were a baseball player. What do you mean you played volleyball?
Don't tell anyone that.
You have to. We gotta bring him to the beach.
No, he's like a parent. Like he's like, you have no idea how fucking good I am at volleyball. I've seen him. We've played on the beach when we went for his friend's wedding. Was a destination wedding, and we played on the beach, and he was great as far as I could remember. It was just beach volleyball. No, he was offered to play like in like volleyball in college, but he obviously chose the baseball. Which
it's don't knock
no
volleyball.
I'm not knocking volleyball. I'm saying what he chose. He chose. I think if you're a guy in high school you got 2 choices to go to college for volleyball or college for baseball, you're probably choosing baseball.
Yep.
if you've played baseball your whole life, because he played baseball his whole life, volleyball is just something he just picked up. He just picked up in high school that apparently he was amazing at.
Wait until I tell Joe. He's gonna like bring him down to the beach.
Oh my God.
Let's put him on the court.
Oh my God, put him on the court. Let's test this so-called volleyball ability that he's always talking. We were watching.
The beach volleyball is so fun. I love watching the girl. I'm rooting so hard for these American girls.
We were watching the volleyball and he was like, "Can you believe I used to be that?" And I was like, "No, I can't."
To be completely honest, I can picture it. Like when I watch the men's beach volley, I mean, it's obviously different. Like beach volleyball, indoor volleyball, two different sports. And I'm just picturing him. And obviously, he wasn't playing beach volleyball, but I can picture him like in like the top and the shorts and like the blue, like the sunglasses and the hat.
Yeah, the whole thing.
The
playing
whole
volleyball.
thing. Yeah.
Well, he's a very tall man.
He's very tall.
So it makes sense that he would be good at volleyball.
Yes.
And maybe if he went to college for volleyball, he could have been an Olympian volleyball player. Baseball is a lot harder to break into, you know?
Yep.
It's a lot hard. I think, right? It's got to be a lot harder.
I'm sure it's hard to make the Olympic.
No, completely,
guys,
100%.
Obviously, it's very hard to make a fucking volleyball team.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm talking, I think you guys think I'm being so serious, and I'm like, I have to say I'm joking, and it ruins everything.
You know?
Not. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other sports that I did as a child. I think it was just the big four. Swimming. Swimming, basketball, softball, and cheerleading. No, I didn't do soccer. I wanted to for like a very short amount of time. I asked my mom if I could play soccer because one of my sister's friends played soccer and I thought it was cool. And she was like, absolutely not. Like you're not playing. Let's be real. Like it was kind of like we know you're not going to be good at soccer.
Oh, damn.
I hated soccer.
I wasn't very like I couldn't even play basketball. What makes people think I was going to be good at soccer? Like a lot of running, like I don't run well. Like they knew that I'm just not a good runner. So that was out of the question. I also wanted to
the running aspect.
No, I'm a really bad runner. And my family knew that. I don't think they wanted me to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
I also begged to play an instrument. That was a no.
Wait, no, like they told you no?
Yeah, my parents were like, no, you're not playing an instrument.
Why?
What? And you would think child comes home, wants to play an instrument.
I was forced
parents
to
be like, absolutely yes.
No. They were like, you're not playing.
What was their reasoning?
I don't remember.
What instrument do you want to play?
I think, well, because my friend played, she started playing the trumpet or the saxophone, one of those.
Yeah.
The saxophone. And it was sick. She had the case and everything. And I was like, that's fucking sick. Like, Mom, I want to play. I want to play an instrument.
You just wanted it for like the accessory.
Right. And I think my mom knew that I really just wanted things for the accessories and like to be like, I have a saxophone case. I carry around my saxophone, but like I wasn't going to excel at saxophone. Let's remember at the same time, I'm going acting classes every week. I'm go-sees, auditions. I had other things at my,
but you would think that a musical element would only help you in those departments.
Right, putting it on the resume.
Because it's like, also guys, listen up, she also crushes like
she's an amazing saxophone player. Yeah, the things that were listed on my like resume of like activity and skill, fucking everything. I had biking on there. You would have thought I was fucking DMX.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it's called?
BMX?
BMX.
You're the rapper?
DMX is a rapper, right?
Yeah. I meant BMX. You would have thought I was a BMX rider. I had biking on there. Like, the things we were coming up with to add. If only they would have fucking let me play the saxophone. We could have had saxophone player on there.
Yeah, that would have padded that resume for sure. Mm-hmm. Once you start dabbling into the instruments.
Yeah. I was stifled.
Yeah. I mean, I also tried them all as well. So I went through it all. Soccer, field hockey, softball, basketball, horseback riding. Swimming, no. I never did lacrosse.
Did anything
never tried
stick?
Lacrosse. Basketball I played in high school.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. What do you mean you didn't know that? Yes, you did.
I feel like I didn't know that either.
I feel like I didn't know that. Yeah, right? I feel like we didn't know that he played basketball.
Maybe you
in high
mentioned
school.
it, but I'm just like I'm finding it hard to picture in my head.
I played basketball in high school, yeah. All right, we were not
like on
good,
the varsity team?
I mean, I let's remember I went to all girls Catholic school. There was 50 girls in a grade. Like, yes,
everyone played basketball.
You actually had to play basketball. They were like, we need players.
We need please sign up.
No, because my high school is one of like the best field hockey and lacrosse programs, like honestly in the country. But we just those were sports I just did not excel at. So basketball, and I was horseback riding until I was like 16, but then I stopped. And
I've never rode a horse in my life.
Yes. Yeah. And that's those were the big ones. We were a basketball family. My parents both played.
Really?
Yeah. My mom was a 3-sport athlete in high school. I mean, come on. You don't see that
No, I definitely do.
Yeah. I think swimming.
Tall too.
Swimming, basketball, and tennis maybe.
Oh, tennis. That would be a fun one.
Yep.
I mean, we were just talking
my dad could dunk in his heyday.
How tall is he?
Like 6 feet, like
if he's only 6 feet, that's pretty impressive.
It was impressive.
Damn,
people talked about it.
Is that what got your mom hooked?
There's a great photo of him jumping up for a jump ball. He could get high.
He can't anymore.
No.
Doesn't have it still.
Nope. I think he would pull something if he tried doing that now. But I mean, he's also in his 60s, so that would that would check out.
But if he was still dunking, it would be like, let's get this guy in the Olympics.
No. But they were both very athletic. And then my mom just says none of us really applied ourselves, to a sport. We never really
you never gave it
our all.
I know they say that with like instruments and stuff, but like that it skips a generation. So if like your parents are really good
totally. I say that all the time.
Like your kids will be really
good. It bothers my mom all the time. I'm like, I always say that. I'm like, well, mama skips a generation. You and dad were so athletic.
I actually don't agree with that because.
But my brother was very athletic.
My sister and brother were both very athletic. My sister played like every sport possible, and then in high school, I think she just did cheerleading and softball, or I don't really remember, but I just know that she's very athletic. And then my brother played baseball, and my dad was really good at baseball. Not quite sure what my mom was up to. Yeah. My mom was like smoking in the bathroom in high school.
Yeah, and, exactly. Looking at the baseball players.
Yeah, like she wasn't really focused on like excelling at a sport.
Yeah, no, looking at the. I mean, Gia's still playing basketball. Gia played basketball in high school. That was her sport. Big
basketball family. Basketball family over there.
She's pretty tall.
Gia is very tall.
She is tall. Yeah, that makes sense. Basketball family.
Yep, totally. So maybe we'd be on the three. Maybe me, my mom, and Gia be the 3v3 team.
Yeah.
Which has not gone well for the Americans in this Olympics.
But I feel like no one like we're not putting our like NBA play. We're not putting our best.
No, they're not playing. They're not. Well, there
are some like former
the women's team is WNBA players.
I think isn't Jimmer Fredette or like there's someone.
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah,
they lost already. That's.
I think we had like LeBron on a 3v3. Like
that would be insane. That would be absolutely insane. So, yeah.
Safe to say, none of us are making it to the Olympics.
No. If we were to get the tattoos, we would be frauds.
Huge frauds. All right, let's get into the rest of the show. Let's get into some topics. Charli XCX released a new song with Billie Eilish. She also had a big birthday party. A lot of people attended that. Seemed like a lot of fun.
Star-studded.
Zac Efron, swimming incident in Ibiza. And it's weird. It's a strange situation. I'm not really sure
all
what
around sus.
Very.
Like, glad he's okay, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. And then Rob from Love Island was in Nessa's music video, which people were talking about. And we also have an interview with Johnny Bananas for all those challenge fans with the new challenge season coming up, and weekly watch report. So let's get into the topics.
If you can spot a too good to be true health hack from a mile away and read labels like it's your job, congratulations, you're a skeptic. And Ritual knows that every good skeptic deserves a multivitamin that exceeds your standards. Their clinically backed Essential for Women 18 Plus multivitamin has high quality, traceable key ingredients in clean, bioavailable forms. I take the Ritual Essential for Women 18 Plus every day. I think it's so easy, so convenient. It's important to, take your vitamins, take care of yourself. And because Ritual, just the convenience of it, 2 capsules every day. That's it. I'm not throwing around a bunch of pill bottles trying to keep track of what I'm taking, what I'm not taking. Ritual's Essential for Women is USP verified, so you know you can trust what you're putting in your body. Only about 1% of supplement brands on the market have the USP verified mark, which shows the product contains the ingredients actually listed on the label. So no more shady business. Ritual's Essential for Women 18 Plus is a multivitamin you can actually trust. Get 25% off your first month at ritual.com/chicks. So you can start Ritual or add the Essential for Women 18 Plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/chicks for 25% off.
So Charli XCX had a big birthday party this weekend, also a big weekend in general. She released the Guess remix with Billie Eilish. Great. Everybody's so loving it. Obviously so catchy. And anytime Billie Eilish jumps on a song, it's going to be fantastic. I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this like a made up beef between Taylor Swift and Charli XCX and Billie Eilish that the internet has made up?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. I hate
to go right into this, but there's been conversation because it seems like anytime Charli XCX or Billie Eilish puts out music, Taylor then puts out like an extended version of her album or a new release of her song.
She's put out like 34 variations. Apparently.
Yeah, and I think people are
so it's not just them, it's literally everybody.
But it was more like a big conversation that I saw online for a while where it was like any new artist, she wanted to stay number one, so like she'd drop another version on the same day that someone else was dropping.
I'm saying it's for literally everybody. She's been doing it since the album came out.
It seems
34 different she's dropped 34 different versions.
Yeah. But Billie Eilish specifically, people are talking about.
Yeah, so I think people like the internet's like really creating some sort of divide here, which I don't know if it actually exists. Like I think the internet's just making it one. And then Sabrina Carpenter went to Charli XCX's birthday party, and there were Taylor fans freaking the fuck out that Sabrina went to Charli XCX's birthday party, and I'm like,
just can't be doing
who
that.
cares?
Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah,
that do they actually have beef with each other? Like, I don't think so. So why does anybody care?
I don't think so.
Like, I think it's just all made up internet stuff.
I feel like it's just at this point, like, if that's the case, Taylor fans are going to be mad that Sabrina's hanging out with literally anybody.
Or it's just like it just feels like unnecessary. Like they're pitting all of these pop stars against each other, and I just feel like it doesn't need to be happening because I feel like they all support each other. Like I feel like everyone's excited with Billie Eilish puts new music out. Charli XCX, everybody's been loving her album. People love Sabrina Carpenter. Her album's coming out in August. People are hyping that up. Like I feel like all the pop star girlies are just supporting each other, and I think that
apparently there's a lyric that they think alludes. So while Billie and Charli have notably both been victims of Taylor's recent chart-blocking efforts, Taylor released 3 new versions of the Tortured Poets department ahead of Billie dropping Hit Me Hard and Soft, and then the singers engaged in a pretty intense chart battle that involved way too many remixes and slightly different album versions. Taylor ultimately snatched the number 1 Billboard slot and pushed Billie's debut to number 2, even though TTPD had been out for a full month already, and Billie's album was brand new. Considering it's Brat's summer, not Tortured Poet summer, Charli really deserved a number 1, but Taylor intervened. This is what this article, I'm just reading the article. Although Brat was literally projected to reach number 1 in the UK in mid-June, Taylor swooped in and dropped 6 UK-only album variants and blocked Brat from the top of the charts. Not to mention, Charli almost explicitly references feeling weird about Taylor in the Brat track. Sympathy is a knife. She sings, don't want to see her backstage at my boyfriend's show. Fingers crossed behind my back. I hope they break up quick because I couldn't even be here if I tried. I'm opposite. I'm on the other side. Charli is engaged to 1975 member George Daniel, and who do we know who dated another 1975 member recently? And then there was the Guess, don't name drop and guess, but fans think one line in the remix alludes to the chart wars and other recent moments of shade. You want to guess what me and Billie have been texting about? Charli teases toward the end of the song. Right after that, Billie says, "You've been disrespectful." These lyrics are a brilliant strategy because they're super vague, but they also leave just enough room for the bad blood for the Taylor Swift avenue of speculation.
Interesting. So it feels like it's just a lot of like maybe they're baiting a little bit, maybe they're getting the conversation going. Either way, I'm open to all new music from all the pop stars because it's all fantastic. And I think people have been really enjoying Charli XCX's new album. You know, everyone's like, oh, it's brought summer. But
I don't know. I love Taylor and I always will, but it's just like, where do you draw the line on the
different variations of the albums?
Yeah.
Well, either way, it seems like Charli XCX had an amazing birthday party. It's so much fun. So many people attended. It's very like early 2000s. Like when I see pictures of this birthday party, paparazzi pictures of people leaving, going, the pictures in the party, I'm like, this is very early 2000s. Girls just having fun, guys having fun. Whatever happens, and they're just enjoying the night, and I love to see it.
Yeah, we had Anya Taylor-Joy, Billie Eilish, Stassi Baby, Addison Rae, Lucas Gage, Scout and Tallulah Willis, Nelly Furtado, Alexa Demi, Glenn Powell was there.
Of course, Glenn Powell.
There was
made
some
an appearance.
Dumois posts that were like supposed to be allegedly inside. Oh, you know, I bartended the event and I saw blah blah blah, and there was one that was like, it said like Lucas Gage was like making out with like a ton of people or something, and it was very funny. He commented, he was like, "Grow up! It was only 2 people." So that was very funny. And then there was like another part that said, I guess somebody said like, "Oh, Glenn Powell was there," and then like left quickly, and then like another one was like, "No, Glenn Powell was there, and he was talking to Gracie Abrams like the whole time," and then it's just like it's people's interpretations of. There's the people who love the drama and the people that are like have a rational head on their shoulder, you know? It's like people who send something in and be like, "Oh my God, Glenn Powell and Gracie Abrams were talking for so long. Like it must be flirty. It must be something." And then another person commented and was like, "Yeah, I was there. I saw them. Just looked pretty platonic. Like they were just in the same section. Looked like they were just like being nice to each other."
Yeah, they talked for like 10 minutes and then Glenn Powell left.
Yeah, you know? So there's always different interpretations,
right?
I would say,
and people
but it seemed like quite the party, quite the event,
great party. And I feel like people just make up like what they want to believe. It's like you could see Gracie Abrams and Glenn Powell talking at a table, and if you want to believe that they're just friends, you're gonna believe they're just friends. But if you want to believe that like maybe they're flirting, your whole mind will be like, "Well, they were talking. I think they were flirting."
Totally.
But it's like the saying, like, are they two hot people that are just talking, or are they flirting? You know what I mean? Classic mix-up.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why I just saw this thing too that kind of like made me laugh when it comes to that. And it's not exactly the same, but it's just like the age difference thing when people see, like when Tobey Maguire left the white part or something where he was like with a really young model, or she's like 20. Yeah. And
don't worry, he was seen with another model this weekend, 24.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. His ex-wife was like, "Can a guy just, you know, help a friend, like get into her car, like whatever." It was like, and they were all trying to like downplay that he wouldn't. That's like an age, like what a giant age gap. Making out with a 24-year-old this weekend, so really.
At this point, Tobey Maguire and Leonardo DiCaprio just weird me out.
Well, it's just, like, I mean, it's such a weird, not weird, but it's like.
And I know I'm saying at this point, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But.
And this, you know, sorry, Toby, but you're like his sidekick. You're like, Leo's doing it. I'm going to do it too.
Well, they're best friends. They've been best friends.
I know they've been best friends for a while, but you're telling me he's not the sidekick in that relationship?
No, Tobey Maguire is totally the sidekick. Leonardo DiCaprio is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire is totally the sidekick. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Moving on. Zac Efron. What the can Zac Efron just stay inside? Like I feel like every time Zac Efron leaves his house, he gets hurt. and were hurting his precious face. Like, I don't know what's happening, but apparently, allegedly, Zac Efron was rushed to the hospital in Ibiza.
Yep.
He was pulled out of a swimming pool because he was hurt in a swimming pool, and then he went to the hospital, and then turns out he's fine, and then he's pumping weights. He posted a picture of himself pumping weights.
Happy and healthy, he
being
said.
like happy and healthy. It's like one night you're in the hospital in Ibiza, and then next day you're pumping weights. Like, let's give it 48 hours, Zach.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Was Zach just partying too hard and got a little sleepy in the pool?
It's possible. I don't know. And I've seen far too many conspiracies and stuff on TikTok too. I saw one girl make this video. I was like, okay, this is just straight up mean. And like, what if something actually happened? Like, you would feel like such a fucking giant asshole. Like, I don't know how. Sometimes people post shit on the internet. I'm like, why are you saying that? Like,
Let me tell you,
it's just,
it's exhausting.
it's really like, I don't know. It's crazy to me. So I don't know. His reps are really pushing that this was like not a big deal, minor thing. He didn't really need to go to the hospital, but
why did they even tell anybody he went to the hospital?
It seems, but I don't think they did. I think TMZ found out. They posted the story, and then his reps had to comment.
Yeah.
Like, it was like TMZ was like, Zac Efron rushed to the hospital, and they had to be like, no. Like, his rep told TMZ that he was taken to the hospital as a precautionary measure. But it's just like the way this is worded that you're like, well, what the fuck? Because TMZ wrote, 2 employees working at a villa discovered Efron in a pool and pulled him out of the water. Like, you're like, oh, don't like that.
Yeah,
don't
that
like the
doesn't
sound
sound
of that
good.
at all. But you have like, there's no more
details, which
no
makes
more
then
detail.
people start, coming up with their own things. Like I just said, like, was he partying too hard in the pool? Here's one thing I don't like about pools: foul play in a pool.
Yeah.
I don't like foul play in a pool.
No.
I don't like when people push people into pools. It really says a lot about a person when they pick somebody up and throw them in a pool with no warning. Like, you're like, you want to go in the pool? And they pick them up and throw them in. That tells
Aquamarine style.
Yeah. That tells me a lot about you.
I think she wants to go in the pool.
Yeah, and then she's screaming.
Yep.
It says a lot about a person when they just push someone in the pool.
No, totally.
You got no regard for human life if you're just pushing and throwing people in pools with no warning.
Yeah.
So many bad things can happen. I don't even want to name them, but so many bad things can happen. Forget if you got shit in your pockets.
Yeah.
That's the least of your worries. There are some horror stories of people being pushed into pools or thrown into pools, and I don't stand for it. I don't like foul play by a pool. I don't.
No, and that's why it's just like, I don't know what was it late, what was happening. There's truly no details about it, which is why I think Zach was so quick to post on his story like, here's me and I'm working out, I'm totally fine. But the conspiracy people are running wild with this one because they're like, is that picture current? How do we know?
Is Zac
Hold
Efron
up the newspaper with the date with the
Right.
date, Zac Efron. Like, they're just like, people are crazy and it's gone.
It's like, but why can't we
spiraled.
just let
It's
him be?
really
You know what I mean?
spiraled.
Like, what does it matter if that's a recent picture
Yeah.
or not? You just if Zac Efron wants to post an old picture of
truly,
himself,
I
can't who cares?
I can't even think those thoughts because it would, like, I just need Zach to take care of himself.
Zac Efron needs to stay home.
Zach just has to take
at this hour.
Zach has to take care of himself.
He does.
Because some of the TikToks I was seeing of people comparing this, that, the other thing, I was like, no, we're not making these comparisons. We're not doing this. He's okay. Let's not even put that out into the world. I'm not even going to repeat what was being said because I'm not going to be a part of the problem. And I was like, stop. Like, just everyone, how about you just say your videos, oh my God, I'm so glad Zach's okay. Take care of yourself, Zach.
We don't have him on a star for no reason.
No, please.
Zach, please take care of
The
yourself.
star's at half mast today.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Well,
he's okay.
No, he's okay. But be careful around pools, everybody.
Yes.
Listen, Noah was trying to do a flip into the pool last weekend and I almost had a heart attack. I was like, oh my God. He did it. It was fine. But I was like, oh my God, please be careful.
Yeah.
He was running on a wide angle and there's a bend in the pool and, you're jumping, you're going to flip, you can hit your head. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. So Zac Efron and for everybody out there, please be
Seriously.
careful around pools. And Zach, maybe just, take it easy.
Yeah.
Just take it easy. Last topic, Rob from Love Island. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I want to be completely honest. I don't know how to pronounce Rob from Love Island's last name.
Rausch?
I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I'm going to call him Rob from Love Island because he would hate that. And
Love Island's Rob.
Love Island's Rob. Love Island's new Harry Jowsey Rob. Yeah. I'm sick of seeing Harry Jowsey's face, by the way. I just want to be completely honest about that. I'm just like...
No, I mean, I just like Harry Jowsey. I have a disdain and respect for him at the same time because he is just a mess.
I just feel like he's just a bug that never goes away.
Yeah.
But on the topic of Rob, he was in Nessa's new music video. And now him and Nessa were spotted together and people were like, oh, I think it's for Nessa's new music video. Turns out they were correct.
Yeah.
It was a spicy, sexy, hot music video.
Sure was.
But the way that people were acting about this music video, I thought they were fucking on the screen. Like, I thought when I watched this, they were going to be legitimately like,
yeah.
The TikToks and videos people were making, I was like, okay. I think it was because of how the reactions I was seeing and then compared to when I watched it, I wasn't like, holy fuck, because the reactions, what I was seeing were like they,
look,
that's I don't want to be even more graphic. Well, because you probably watched it before you saw all the reaction videos.
I didn't see, but I watched it and was like, holy shit. I don't know why. I just didn't expect it to be like, I truly just didn't think they'd be making out like that at that level.
Oh, I don't know why. I don't know why I assumed they would be.
I mean, I guess that's what you signed up for. I mean, it must be quite the power to wield, because it sounds like Nessa just reached out to him, want to be in the video, sure, and just like Nessa's like, this guy's hot, I'm gonna make out with him. And
like he's just gonna be in my music
video with this hot guy and get everybody talking because everybody's talking about him. And then now I'm gonna make out with him. It's gonna cause a whole thing. Mm-hmm. It was smart because it's probably like the views on the music video are high.
Very smart by her. Very, very smart.
And literally his direction must have just been like stare into space and that's it. Yeah. Like he didn't have to do anything. Like he has a straight face the entire time and he's just fake driving a car.
It was like just don't speak and just stand there.
Yeah.
And then we'll make out.
Just make out with me and then empty your brain with thoughts.
So that's exactly what he did on the show.
Yeah. But he has no desire to be famous.
No.
No desire.
No, but if an opportunity, like obviously I'm gonna say yes. Like,
no desire. Like he doesn't want to be famous at all. But if
somebody asks you to do something cool, like
be in a music video,
gonna do it.
No desire though. No desire.
Yeah, it was a steamy music video.
It was a smart move by Nessa.
Yeah, it was
a smart move by Nessa. Everybody watched.
Yeah,
they did watch. So she might just have to put him in all her music videos now going forward.
He just becomes like a music video guy,
a music video vixen.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I've been rewatching Love Island because the reunion's coming up, and I want to like pick up on things that maybe
the second time around.
If we have people come in, I want to make sure that I got everything. And damn, he really sucked. Like he really it's like watching it back without the edits and everything.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, like
yeah,
fuck, that was bad.
Yep,
it was bad. But you know what? He's out there doing his thing. Music videos, video vixen out there. All right, that wraps up the topics.
If you or someone you know is getting married, it's your lucky day. We know from personal experience that wedding planning can be stressful, which is why we're so excited to introduce you to Generation Tux. Their suit and tuxedo rental process will have your wedding party dressed to the nines, and it can be done in minutes entirely from home. Ditch the store visits, last-minute pickups, and low-quality, poor-fitting suits. With Generation Tux, you'll choose from over 25 premium suits and tuxedos you can customize with hundreds of accessories and color combinations. Order free swatches for color matching and test drive your look with a free at-home try-on. Managing a group of groomsmen is no small feat, but Generation Tux makes it effortless. You design the look, they complete their easy online fitting, and everyone gets free shipping with delivery 14 days before your wedding. Replacements are free, returns are prepaid, and customer service is the best in the biz. Generation Tux, the look that will last a lifetime. Visit generationtux.com/chicks to get 20% off for you and your entire party.
All right, let's get into the weekly watch report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly watch report on Monday. 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 So we all finished Presumed Innocent.
Yeah.
But now it's like a while. Like we finished it a week ago.
Yeah.
I'll give it a solid A.
Yeah.
I thought, spoiler if you didn't watch, we're going to talk about the ending.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
I thought it was really good. Listen, I'm not good at guessing these types of shows ever. Like, I really am actually very bad at it. For some reason, I guessed this one correctly. But that's why I'm so bad at things, because I usually guess the person that's, like, not
right
suspected at all. Like, not even an
option.
Because I'm like, ooh, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
And for some reason, this one turned out to be that.
Joe and I went through like all of them before we watched the last episode. I was like, because they lead you in all the different directions, which is fascinating. But I was like, this has got Malto written all over it. You know?
It's got Tommy Malto.
And then honestly, I was thinking the son, not her son, his son.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. It was just, there was a lot of options, and that was not the one I thought. But I thought the ending was still so good of like, because it was like, despite him not doing it,
he still was involved.
Covered it up,
Yeah.
So it was like all of his, Jake Gyllenhaal just did such a fantastic job.
So good.
But like his closing arguments and everything, like it was so good. And then I came back around at the end too of thinking, well, maybe, like I was like, well, maybe it was just him, and we're just gonna see like how fucking convincing he is, because he's doing such a good job, and he's gonna get off, and then like it is gonna be him. And then I thought in the garage, oh my God, I thought he was gonna kill her. I thought he was gonna kill his wife. I thought that was gonna be the whole thing. It was gonna be like 9 million scenarios ran through my head in that moment, but I was like, oh my God, he's gonna kill her. And then it's going to be like he did all of them. And he's like just a psycho.
He's just a murderer.
Yeah.
So I had that thought, but I was like, there's no way, because The Undoing was that.
Right. Yeah. No, I knew that. And then everybody was like, everyone was like, it's not the same as The Undoing.
And like for The Undoing, I'm just like, which turned out to be a great show, because when someone is so obviously the murderer, you think it can't possibly be them. But then it just was him.
Yeah.
It just would have been too alike. It would have been like, okay, cheating, kills the mistress.
Yeah.
Boom, same thing. It gets put on trial. Oh, it's him. Would have been the same exact thing. So I was like, there's no way this is going to be the same thing. But I thought it was incredible. Yeah, for some reason I was just like, oh, it's the daughter. But like I was completely kidding. Like I really I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just throw out the daughter.
It's smart to think that way, because she was like one of the, and there were very
suspicious.
There were very subtle moments to it, of course, and like you can go back to her mentioning like the disassociation thing and like all these things that like I'm sure if you watch it back you'll pick up on more cues. But it did feel like they were leading us in every other direction than hers.
Yeah, and it seemed like they were trying to make everyone think it was Tommy Malto, which then I thought would have been too obvious as well, because he's so against Jake Gyllenhaal. But I thought it was really good. I'll give that an A. I started watching Lady in the Lake with Natalie Portman and Moses Ingram. 2 episodes in. I think it's gonna get really good, but I'm only 2 episodes in. So I'll give it a B for right now.
Okay.
But I was really interested, but I only watched 2 episodes because I fell asleep after that. What else did I watch? I rewatched Love Island. Which I know sounds sad, but I'm doing it for good reason, because the reunion's coming up and we might have some people in here. What else did I watch? I think that's it. Like, I'm sure if I
like Olympics or like there's so many.
There's so much.
Like
I've watched.
I'm mostly watching the Olympics like every day. So
yeah, I think that's it for right now.
I will give Presumed Innocent an A as well. I thought it was really, really good. I finally watched the last episode of The Bear. Which I don't know why it was, and I thought it was the last 2 episodes Joe and I hadn't watched, and we started playing 9 and we were like, oh, we watched this one. And then we just started laughing. We were like, damn, we really just didn't watch 10. We just didn't watch 10. I will give the last episode like a B-. You know, where it's still good, but I feel like coming off of watching other stuff, I was like, it's just not doing it for me right now.
You're good. I'm looking for you to be great.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly.
Abby Lee Miller.
I've been still watching Love Island UK. I think I'm on episode 51 or 2. It is really hysterical how much longer they go.
So many more episodes.
And so this is no spoiler. I'm pretty sure it's over. I don't even know who won.
It is. I got spoiled.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Somehow I haven't been spoiled. I'm shocked. Now that I'm talking about it, my phone's sitting right next to me. It'll get spoiled for me for sure. I mean, I've seen like clips of people out of the villa like doing interviews, but I haven't like seen like the full-blown results. I'm over we're in this point where if you're watching, you'll get it. If not, like, I guess, spoiler if you're catching up. I'm over the, like, Mimi and Io, like, there's, like, move on. Like, Mimi is too cool, too awesome, too great of a girl to, like, entertain Io after the shit he pulled at Casa. Like, no. Do not go back to him. And unfortunately, Joey Essex, I think, just ruined this season. Like, he's doing interviews being like, oh, you know, like, I hit my mark. Like, I did my scene.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, he's like, it's reality TV.
He's like, it's reality TV. Like, he was like, I think it really matters to these other people. But, like, to me, like, I can say my thought and, like, stir the pot and then walk away and be totally fine because, like, I'm just faking it. Basically, it felt like that's what he was saying. And I was like, okay, well, that just kills Love Island. That's not the point. Like, Love Island thrives off these being like normal people and their visceral emotional reactions. And once you start throwing one reality TV person in there, like for Love Island Games, blah, 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 other things, All Stars, it's all people that have been on reality TV before. So it's like, I get it. That's going to be different. But just throwing one in where it's like, and people are saying he was just a producer plant because the producers would be like, hey, Joey, we need you to do this. He'd be like, sure. Like, because he just thinks he's like on, you know, he's just on TV. He's just going through the motions. So, unfortunately, I think that was the downfall of this season. They should not do that again. And I'll give these episodes like a B- as well. And did I watch anything else? Oh, because now we finished Presumed Innocent. I know that the finale was last night, so I really tried to stay off Twitter. But House of the Dragon, episode 1. Watched it.
I heard this season is fucking awful.
It's bad, and
I'm still gonna watch it, but it is unfortunate that all I hear is people saying it's not good. I will be watching it. I liked the first episode 1. I'll give it a B. I'll give that probably a B- as well.
The reaction to what I saw last night, I won't be watching this season. Like, yeah. It was all around bad reaction.
So let me tell you something. When I see people like react like that, sometimes it makes me want to watch it more because I'm like, well, I just don't want to jump on the bandwagon of like, it was so bad without having even seen it.
Yeah, my thing is just like, I haven't seen people shitting on it that much the whole season. Like I've just
but I just said the finale was apparently
the finale was
like
the worst finale ever.
For someone who didn't start the second season, it's just not making me want to start.
No,
it
doesn't at all.
I'm not like
it doesn't at all.
I'm not saying it's so bad. I didn't see it, so I don't know. But I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and watch this. Like,
I'm also not invested in it at all. Like I literally only watch when there's a dragon on the screen. Like, I don't know what's going on.
I've seen that kind
of. But that's because it's so boring.
That's what I've seen people say. Like, it's really not that interesting. I don't know.
No, I mean, I opened Twitter for like 2 seconds and was like, oh no. Now, I saw some of the reactions. I was like, I shouldn't even be looking because I do want to watch it. But like, I did see some people being like, holy fuck. Like, I thought that was the finale.
Yeah.
So, seems like people were not super pleased by that. In the world of dragons, though, not to like bring literature into the mix, but I've been reading Fourth Wing. So good. So good.
Is this your first time?
Yeah, I haven't read it.
I feel like I'm shocked.
It's right up my alley, and people have been
just
telling me to
shocked
read
that
it. I just haven't
for
read
years
it.
now. I feel like people have been talking about it.
I know. I haven't done that. And I was like, oh, I should really probably read it. I finished all the ACOTAR books. I did that. My sister's been reading like the Throne of Glass series, so I wanted to do that as well. But I was like, I'll do Fourth Wing first because it's just Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, I believe is the second one. And the Throne of Glass is like 9 books or something. So I was like, that's a massive undertaking. But I like haven't been able to put it down.
Really?
So good.
I'm shocked that you just started it now.
I know. And honestly, it took me a while, and I like understood the hype. I knew people were excited, and I knew people loved it, and I saw everybody being like, it was so good. I was like, I'll read it eventually. But you know what got me is one girl in my DMs when I posted like that I had Fourth Wing locked and loaded in my Kindle, that was going to be my next book up. Somebody was like, Fran, oh my God, it's literally just like older Hogwarts with dragons. And I was like, oh, you got me. You sold me.
That's how they sold you.
You sold me.
Yeah.
Mature, like, because they're older. They're not, they're not starting Hogwarts at 11. Like, they're older. So I was like, okay. Yeah. I'm in. Pulled me right in. And I started this weekend. And I was like having issues like putting down my book, which I love when that happens.
Yeah.
So
especially on the beach.
Yeah. Really, that's really good. It's just cool. 2 seconds for a book moment because the dragons was making me think about it, all the dragon content, and I think they're making Fourth Wing a TV show, maybe a movie. All of them are getting adapted. I think maybe a TV show. Yes. Everything Fourth Wing, what we know so far about the television adaptation. A former Breaking Bad writer has been tapped as showrunner for the series. Okay. It's getting the Amazon treatment with a buzzy Prime Video television adaptation. That's a good one. I like when Prime Video normally delivers. So that's going to be good. Okay, good.
Nice.
Anyway, Noah, what did you watch?
Not much. House of the Dragon episode 7, so I'm one behind. From the finale, but like we're saying, like,
once you said you're not paying attention.
After last night, I'm like, do I even want to watch the finale?
No, you have to.
I think I will.
But don't you think it's like sometimes when you get all the way to the end and you're like, it's one episode left and everybody's shitting on the last one, you're like, you got to watch it.
I'm just like, so I'm going to waste an hour of my life. Another hour of my life.
I mean...
Like, I don't want to, like,
no,
spoil
I think
anything.
There's plenty of hours that are wasted in your life. One of them can be to watch the House of the Dragon
We're
finale.
flying on Wednesday, so maybe you could watch it on the plane.
Yeah. Because I'm hearing, like, there weren't even really any dragons in this finale. So it's like, what am I watching for?
It sounds like they just decided season 2 was going to be a total, like, setup season.
It's like, this isn't Game of Thrones. You got to make these seasons good. But I'll give that, like, a C, episode 7.
Yeah.
I saw Twisters in
How
the
was
movie
it?
theater.
I'm fucking dying to go to the movies. God damn it. How was it?
So I went in.
Did you go to 4DX?
No. Oh. Well, so I looked it up because I was like talking to one of my friends who we were going to maybe go. And I'm like, oh, maybe we should go to 4D. And he sent me like a video of like what the experience was like, and it's like way more intense than you think.
Yeah, like honestly it is. Last time we talked about it, I know we downplayed it, but I had some girls message me being like, no, I went to 4D and my popcorn was flying out of my hands.
Like your popcorn flying, it's like steam and smoke coming out of the thing.
It's actually crazier than you think.
It looks like a roller coaster.
They were like, after a while,
I want to see it like that.
No, I know, I understand both sides of it. Like it's like it's funny, and then like after like 20 minutes, you're like, I just want to fucking watch
this.
Like,
yeah. I feel like it's almost one you have to go to twice. Like you have to watch. Like I would probably watch it normally like the first time, and then maybe just for fun. Just for a thrill, you go to 4DX as the second viewing.
I will say that I kind of wish I did because I don't know what I was expecting. Well, I know what I was expecting, like, but I was kind of like hearing about it in the same way that I heard about like Top Gun too. Like it was like summer movie, everyone loves this, and it was fine, but I don't even think it was close to like. I didn't love it. Yeah, I thought it was good. I'll give it a B-.
Have you ever seen the original Twister?
I think I did, like maybe like a long time ago on TV, and I liked like these storm type of movies. It just was like exactly what I don't know. It just was very predictable in my mind. Like, I don't know.
That makes
like
sense.
Glenn Powell, he's great.
Yeah.
Daisy Edgar Jones is good.
Enjoyable movie, but you're not
enjoyable.
like telling people you gotta go see Twisters.
At no point was I like so locked in. I'm like,
Right.
this is just, and it's pretty much just nonstop action.
And you kind of know what's gonna happen.
You know what's gonna happen.
Right.
And yeah, you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm not.
You don't need to spoil it.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a B-. Like, but I was saying like if Top Gun 2 was a 10 out of 10 like summer movie, then I was gonna give this to like at best a 6, maybe like a 5. Like it was a good movie, but in terms of like compared
that makes
to,
sense.
Like,
yeah.
I
mean, I feel like just in general, like Twister and Top Gun are just two totally.
Yeah.
I think it's because Glenn Powell's in both.
I know it's
Yeah.
a tough comparison because I mean Top Gun 2 was
like,
in its own
incredible.
stratosphere,
Yeah,
quite literally.
Yeah, like
So-
it's not a comparable.
Yeah,
movie.
like it's not. Yeah.
Twister's like a movie you throw on, like it's
Yeah,
still on
it's
cable.
not-
They're playing it on cable a bunch lately
Right.
because of the new
new
movies.
one.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
Did you guys ever do the Twister ride at Universal? It's more of an experience. It's more of a 4D
Never like
experience.
to Universal.
Oh, Twister was awesome at Universal as a kid.
I've
Is it just
not
like
been on
is
that
it a
one.
water ride?
It's just you like walk in. It's basically a room you just walk into, and there's just a
Blows.
storm in front of you.
Just a windy room.
Like it's just like it's not really like a ride. Like you don't get on anything
Yeah.
really. It's just like the storm like plays out in front of you, which I loved as a kid.
And then I watched the first 5 episodes of Gen V, which is the spin-off show of The Boys. It came out in 2023. There's only 1 season out, but yeah, that's really good. It's really.
I didn't even know they made a spin-off of
Yeah,
The Boys.
I didn't know that either.
It's basically
Who
like
was the spin-off?
well, the spin-off is basically like all the superheroes kids who go to college. So it's like college for superheroes.
Oh.
I like that.
Which is actually very good because it's basically just like a college teen show, but
They're
with
superheroes.
their
But they're in
superheroes.
superhero school.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
It actually is. It's kind of like Monsters University-esque, like in that way, I would say.
Monsters University.
Well, you know, like they're all going to school.
Great movie. They're just
They're
a
all
bunch of
Hell of a
monsters.
comparison. Animated.
But it's very
Basically
good.
Monsters U.
Extremely graphic, like just as graphic, if
As The
not
Boys?
more than The Boys, like extremely graphic.
Oh,
Really?
Like someone's dick gets blown.
Oh,
Blown
goodness
Oh my
gracious.
gosh!
In the
At
first-
college,
Yeah.
freshman
Damn.
year, get your dick blown off.
Tough one.
Yeah,
But I'll give it a B+.
Tough way to
like,
start.
I think I'm enjoying this way more than this past season of The Boys.
Oh, okay. I like the premise.
Are they doing more seasons of
I
Gen
think
V?
I just looked it up. I think there's a season 2 coming out next year. I think.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They were teasing Sex Lives of College Girls season 3,
I saw that.
and they were also teasing The White Lotus.
I saw that too. And The Last of Us. I saw.
Yeah, and The Last of Us
HBO's
season.
like
Yeah.
because now
Yeah,
that
this
House of
is-
Dragons done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were teasing all their stuff.
Yep.
The Thailand, The White Lotus,
Is
2025.
Secret Life back this fall?
I couldn't. It was just a teaser. I don't know exactly when it's coming out.
It's gotta be. They finished filming
When
that
is
a
the White,
while
isn't
ago.
The White Lotus usually a summer show?
The White Lotus comes out 2025.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna,
not. It's not. Yeah, it's gonna be.
I'm
a while.
gonna guess
2025.
winter. Yeah,
Winter? That would be crazy.
2025. The closest to 2025 is winter.
No, it's not.
2025 starts
oh,
in
oh.
January.
You know, I was thinking when you
No,
said
but you're thinking like
I was thinking like December
No, I get what you're
2025.
saying. I get what
Oh.
you're saying. You're going all the way. I don't. I mean, I think that'll be like
so you mean like
summer 2025.
start of 2025, like the beginning.
You're
of the
thinking
month.
start 2025.
I'm thinking January, February,
Hopefully, yeah,
March.
that would be fine. I thought you were saying like
I'm thinking maybe March 2025. No.
I feel like it should be in the summer.
Oh, I was also just saying Secret Lives, like it's the secret life of the American teenager.
It's
I was gonna
Sex
say
Lives
Secret
of College
Life.
Girls. Yeah,
Renee Rapp's in this new season.
she is, but it was like kind of a lesser role because she said she didn't want to act, but then she said she wants to act. So it was
It's like what
confusing.
happened with Olivia Rodrigo. High
She
School
just
Musical.
got too big for the show, and then then
Happens.
she's still in it. Yeah,
I think she's just in like the beginning, right? That's all
yeah. I
they.
think it's just her. She's still in it, but just a lesser role.
Yeah. It doesn't really.
They didn't give exact
Yeah, they didn't give a
times
time.
for any really of the shows. They kind of
Right.
was
Who's like the
coming.
biggest star in The White Lotus?
It's a big cast. I
Yeah.
don't know. I kind of forget who. kinda
Because I
forget
saw
who
like
was
the
in it,
trailer.
but I know
and
that
I'm like, I don't
Patrick.
recognize
I know
him.
that Patrick Schwarzenegger's in it,
Oh, okay.
I think it's probably.
but he's obviously. I don't think he's the star.
I hope not.
No. I would say it's probably. Like some of the biggest names is probably what's his face, the God, I'm like spacing on his name. He's Lucius Malfoy.
Oh. Aubrey Plaza.
I don't think she's back.
Aubrey Plaza?
She's not back for season 3.
No, I'm looking at past season.
You start naming the season.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think she's back for
Spooky?
season 3.
Alexandra Daddario.
Yeah. I do wish sometimes, like, I do like when they bring back familiar faces.
Yeah.
But Jennifer Coolidge, not gonna be back for this season.
Yeah, they're bringing back the woman from season 1.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it seems like
Tasha
there's
Roth.
not any like giant names on here.
No, it's like Walton Goggins, Michelle Monaghan, Parker Posey, Leslie Bibb. Why am I?
It's gonna be great.
I keep seeing Michael Imperioli.
Jason Isaacs. Jason Isaacs. That's who I'm thinking.
I saw his name here for White Lotus. I can't stop running into him.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
When did you run into him last?
A couple weeks ago.
He said, what up?
He has I'm near like all the Broadway shows, and he has a Broadway show, and I just keep seeing him walking.
Yeah.
And he also has
it's
a new
funny,
bar.
no, like Sopranos, it doesn't go straight Sopranos.
No, he does. For me, I think it's Sopranos for him. Montesanti.
Yeah.
How about that? Did you that text about Bada Bang?
Oh, yeah. Marty texted me like, "That's the easiest question ever."
Yeah,
He was like, I told him the question. He was like, "What?"
I said,
He was like,
maybe
how
for
did
Italians
that?
it is.
I was like,
I'm not
he was like, how did that get mixed into the bunch of questions? I was like,
If you just asked me what's the name of the strip club, I would not be able to tell.
That's crazy.
I just
That's
that's not
crazy.
like a memorable thing to
It
me.
is. It's all they.
It's
feel
the
like
most.
they
all they
never
talk about.
No, they never said like, "Oh, let's go to Bada Bing."
They say let's go to the Bing.
I don't think it's. I would be curious to see like how many people know that.
Everybody knows it.
Everybody.
Damn, I don't know.
Sorry, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's one of those things that if you watch The Sopranos, everybody knows the name.
All right.
But that's okay. Just not you.
Yeah. Now I do.
You're the outlier, and now you will remember forever.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get we should get you a T-shirt.
It's like if they asked what's like the name of the diner in Gilmore Girls. Like it'd be like it's literally. I've
never seen Gilmore, but like what's the name of the
Luke's Diner? Like it's like
no, but like Krusty Krab, SpongeBob. I feel like that's more
Krusty Krab's
comparable.
way more like known. I'm trying to think of like another one.
It's the Krusty Krab.
Krusty Krab's on another level.
The Chill Grill. That's a Raven.
Yeah.
Well, we did all those shirts.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That's everything we watched this week. It is hot outside. We've been talking about it all summer long, and that is the perfect time to make yourself a nice little rum cocktail with Rum Haven. Rum Haven is made with real coconut water because they believe that Mother Nature does it best, and Mother Nature does do it best with Rum Haven. Rum Haven is made with coconut water and no artificial flavors or preservatives for clean and refreshing taste, not fake. Rum Haven is the perfect rum that you can mix with a juice of your preference, make a little rum punch, just a rum cocktail, or you can drink Rum Haven on ice, just nice and cold, refreshing to just cool you down for the summer. We've been having rum punches all summer long, starting back to Fran's bachelorette in April. We were doing rum punches. Okay, we've been on the wave of Rum Haven for months now, and we're going to continue this wave for months and months to come. So you better hop on board, or else you're going to miss out on a delicious Rum Haven cocktail. Rum Haven, like I said, believes that Mother Nature does it best, and that's why Rum Haven is crafted with premium Caribbean rum and real coconut water. So you can find out where to pick a bottle of Rum Haven for yourself by visiting rumhaven.com. So visit rumhaven.com, see where you can pick up a nice bottle of Rum Haven and make yourself a nice little drink. All right, everyone, we are here with a very, very special guest. We are joined by the one and only one of our closest friends, Johnny Bananas.
Woo!
Woo!
Round of applause.
All right.
We're going to put that in
Now-
post, okay?
To give background to the closest friend introduction, because people might be like, what? You guys are close friends with Johnny Bananas? Once upon a time, we did do a show
Yep.
with Johnny.
My travel show, First Look.
Yeah. And
Escape room.
he labeled us as his best friends, and we maybe met one time before that.
Yeah.
Well, I work fast.
Like one or two times before that.
But honestly, we had a good laugh about that because we were talking about it when we were in Fiji with some of the Peacock people that were around, and we were like, I don't know if you guys all know this, but we're actually best friends with Johnny Bananas.
It's one of those things you just know.
Check out our episode of
It's
First
like
Look.
love at first sight. It's like you just know. You guys are like my twin flames.
Exactly.
Yeah, like we all knew that we clicked, and then we became your best friends.
Yeah, and then you guys changed offices, redecorated the place, and forgot about me.
Yeah, it's actually been a little bit since you've been in here.
It has been a little bit.
It's been a little bit since you've been on a season of the
I love
challenge.
what you're doing
Yeah,
with it.
true. It's also, we feel like you may be our most, like our guest that we've had on the most amount of times.
I think
He's got to be up there.
Okay, I gotta be up there.
You're
gotta
up
be
there.
up
If
there.
we did the stats, you're definitely up there.
Yeah.
You live in Florida though, so it's when you're in New York City.
Yeah.
But we wanted to have you on when Traders was on, season 2 of Traders.
Oh, really? I must have.
We did.
That invite
We went
must
back
have gotten
and forth.
lost
We
in the
went back
mail.
and forth in the DM.
Yeah.
We were voted off so quick.
I mean, unfortunately,
I was
we
murdered. First of all, I was not voted off. I was
Traitors.
murdered.
You were murdered
We
off
were like,
Traitors.
what could he have to say about the season? He was barely there.
Yeah.
A lot, actually. Okay, I actually said and did more in my 3 days that I was there than most of. I got them nominated for 5 Emmys.
Were you
Single-handedly.
Just you.
Just me. They're now up for 5 Emmys because of my 72 hours of amazing television.
Were you so pissed when you got murdered off
Yes,
Traders?
very.
Because that show is incredible.
It was like such a cool new experience for me, and it was like my opportunity to kind of take everything that I had, learned over the years on the challenge, and it was like this new opportunity for me to like, compete in a totally different theater on a totally different network with new people. And I'm used to going on the challenge and having people like target me right away and tee off on me because of my reputation and my background. But I'm going to the Traders. I'm like, this is great. Like other than CT and Trishelle, nobody knows me. Like I'm going to just be able to go in.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like, I came in and there was already, a target on my back, and it just so happened that they made Dan, one of the Traders who just had, from day one, like from Jump Street, no matter what I did, that guy was gonna come after me. And it wasn't even necessarily, I think, because I was a threat to his game. I was a threat to like his ego and his camera time because, over the years he's been, touted as like the greatest Big Brother player in the history of the game. I came in and was just doing my thing, and I think stole a lot of the thunder, and he didn't like that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
He was like, oh, big bad challenge player. Although the 2 people who won in the end.
we're challengers.
I was going to say, did that
You could have made it all the way to the end.
Did that sting
No,
more? Or were you
hell
happy?
no.
for them?
I couldn't have been more happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, the way that I saw it was like, we are going on this show, and it's for the first time, like especially CT and myself are gonna be able to go on and compete like as a unit and not like against each other. And we got such little respect. Like the challenge, for whatever reason, when it comes to reality competition shows, gets no love. It's like, oh, this one's on
you
Survivor.
get respect over here.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So, yeah.
They made it to, this one's on Survivor, made it to the end once. This person won one time 17 years ago. I'm like, between me and CT, we have, 12 wins between the 2 of us. We've been on TV longer. We've done it longer and harder than any of these people. And it's like when they mention it on Traders, it's like they never mention our stats.
And the challenge is such an extreme show. Like for anybody who has watched the challenge before, you know how much goes into it, especially with this season coming up, season 40, Battle of the Eras. So exciting because for me as a challenge fan, the best seasons are when you guys are all back together competing against each other. At this point in time, I saw you post with Wes last night. Is there still like a rivalry? Like, do you still have that come back a little bit? Or at this point, are you like, okay, it's funny. Like, I don't really care anymore.
All right. So for starters, season 40, the fact that, back in 2006 when I started this journey, 2006, 18 years ago. After I got eliminated first on my first season of the challenge, I didn't think I was ever going to be. First of all, I didn't know if I was going to ever be invited onto the challenge after my Key West season. I remember talking to one of the producers, Mark Saliga, after we wrapped Key West, and I'm like, dude, is there a shot that I'm going to be able to go on the challenge? And he's like, yeah, they might bring you on. And then I go on and I'm eliminated first again for a whole different reason, but first. And then I'm like, dude, I just screwed the pooch, dude. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be on again. And then 24 seasons later, here we are at season 40. And also as a fan, because even though I've been on this show for as long as I have, there are people on this show, the Era 1 crew, CT, Mark Long, Derek, Darrell, Brad, Rachel, Anissa, Katie, Tina, that I watched before I went on. So it was like such a like out of body, like it was such a cool experience from a competitor, but also as a fan to be in a house and to watch like the OGs of OGs and their interactions and like watching again. It's almost like watching All Stars. It was like there's this very like nostalgic, awesome, just part about being that experience and seeing them interact together. So yeah, I was so stoked to be a part of it. And fans, as of late, there is this ongoing debate between new school versus old school. We're sick of these old players. We want new blood. Then our fans, we're sick of all these new players. We want to stick with who we know in the OGs. This season, you're going to get it all.
Yeah.
You're going to get from the beginning all the way to the end, and may the best man and woman win. And I think this is truly going to be a battle of who actually there's the who lit the torch and then who's currently carrying the torch.
I love a good mix. I love like all, going back to the beginning to now at this point, like I don't even know if you can consider Tori like new because it has been years, but like a newer player, Devin, like those people are newer than you guys, but at this point, not necessarily like totally new. Like I like a good mix.
So then
I consider like those the Survivor and like Big Brother players. I feel like are like the newer.
Yeah.
Newer
Like kind of like the redheaded stepchildren of the challenge, along with your boy Wes. But see, that's the thing is this season separates out the eras, right? So and all of it makes it a lot easier.
How is it all split up?
So season 1 through 10 is era 1.
Okay.
11 through 20 is 2. 21 through 30, 31 through 40.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
So it makes it a lot easier because I always said the same
40
thing.
Seasons.
I remember when I was like 9 seasons in on the challenge, and I still was like, am I an OG? Like I felt uncomfortable calling myself a vet or an OG because of the other people on the show. Now you have people who come on 2 seasons and they're vets.
Yeah.
Or they're OGs. And I'm like, man, it took a long time. We had to spill a lot of blood in the mud before we ever got that respect and before we were ever allowed to call ourselves that.
I think a win really changes your reputation too. Some of the newer people that like, even though they get a win early, then I think then they're also like, well, I'm an OG because I have a win.
Yeah, or they make it to the end of one show. I've always said the worst thing that can happen to people on the challenge is to come on their first season and make it all the way to the end because they don't understand how difficult it is to do that. Especially now, the challenge has evolved so much over the last 23 seasons. When I started, it was the very beginning of it transitioning from being carnival games to like an actual sport.
And the finale was like one day.
Yeah.
Now it's a week long.
It's smearing
on day. It's like the Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like smear paint on this canvas and roll around on your body and roll around on this canvas, or walk on a treadmill with itching powder. I mean, Katie Doyle did an elimination smoking a cigarette. Like that's how like it used to be. Then it transitioned then into what it is today, which is it literally is a fucking sport, dude.
it's insane.
So I've been there like through that transition, and now there's so much parity in the game where you could come in and you could be the best athlete with the greatest strategy, but if there's not some luck, some element of luck on your side, you're not going to make it to the end. So like just making it to the end for me at this point, it's like a win, because I mean I go in with a huge target on my back. This season obviously is no different, and I just have to kind of go to clock in day one, go to work, and try to make it through all the twists and turns that they throw at us.
What was the last season you did before this one?
The last one was Challenge USA.
Okay.
In Croatia.
Okay.
So that was the CBS, the second version of the CBS Challenge. And before that was...
I get a little confused.
You get confused.
I'm like, which one is on MTV? Which one is on CBS?
Dude, which one's on Paramount?
What's on this one? Who's on
you
this one?
You and me both. I'm like, I can't even keep track. Like, I'll literally sit there and they'll be like, oh yeah, this. I'm like, I don't remember. They're like, you were on that season. I'm like, yeah. It all blends together.
Yeah.
It's like one big weird bad dream.
Yeah.
Is there a way to prepare now for the challenge?
I mean, so from a physical standpoint, I mean, listen, I'm 42 now, so I just don't have the ability to like, rebound the way that I used to. So I really have to like listen to my body now. And so I'm not able to, I guess, prepare physically the way that I used to. I used to work out like every day. Now it's like, I got to pick and choose when I do it. But for me, it's like, I mean, there's nothing you just got to be prepared for anything. Which is, I know it's kind of a weird thing to say, but it's like you don't know what the hell they're going to throw at you. You don't know what the format's going to be. You don't know what the game is going to be. You don't know, who's going to be there or how the voting situation is going to break down. So I go in and I don't have pre.
Yeah. They come up with new things every season that you can't even wrap your head around.
And I don't go in with a plan. I just go in. I'm just adapt to whatever they throw at me.
Now going back, obviously one of the most talked about moments for you is when you took all the money, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to say the backpack because you guys love to play that clip.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We'll get it out of the way.
I mean, obviously.
The CT backpack.
Iconic, but
cue it up.
We'll definitely now we're gonna make only a clip where it's just on repeat.
I think it should be the whole podcast.
It's just on repeat. You getting carried.
Thank you.
You taking the money. Mm-hmm. Do you ever, like, when you're laying in bed at night?
No. Regret it? Absolutely not.
That's what I was gonna ask. Are you ever laying down and you're like,
no,
I shouldn't have done that?
No.
It was. I mean.
No.
You knocked down our Zac Efron star.
Not Zac Efron.
Bad, dude.
Careful.
Okay.
See, you're getting nervous now.
Zac Efron get a fucking star.
Because
he
I don't
is
think
a
he
triple
gets
threat.
the respect that he deserves.
He's
as
a star.
He actually took an Emmy from me for hosting, so I don't yeah, for my travel show. He's not even a travel host, and somehow he beat me out for a daytime Emmy.
That's his Netflix show.
That was not a Netflix show. That was him just trying to not party and drink and do bad and make bad decisions. So like, we're just gonna send you around the world to dry you out.
He had a travel show.
And
he won.
All right. Good for him.
So no regrets. No regrets.
No regrets.
I mean,
not one. Never. Here's why. Okay, this is what a lot of people don't, and I'm glad they're finally, especially like MTV, they actually posted a clip.
I respect the move.
Rarely, thank you.
Like, it's one of the best moves.
And I respect that you respect.
Yeah.
I respect that you respect. It's that big ass diamond. You can't lift your arm up. You're like, oh.
It's really weighed down.
Hold on. So people know about the move. It's almost like in football when the guy that retaliates gets the penalty, but they don't see what the first guy did.
Yeah.
They never see what happened first, and that's what's been the biggest. I've never taken issue with the fact that people disagreed that I took the money, okay? I take exception to the fact, though, that people don't understand that it was a retaliatory action. She struck first, and I just retaliated.
You finished.
Yeah. And if you know anything about me, and when it comes to just pranks in general, you prank up. You don't prank down. You
taking the money was a prank.
Prank up. If you get me,
it was just one giant goof.
It was just a prank.
Gotcha.
Chill out.
You toilet paper my house. I'm gonna fucking light your car on fire.
Yeah. Now, can you explain for the people who maybe don't know the back? So, like you said, people just know the retaliation. They don't know what came before. Can you just give like a summed up?
Yes.
Version.
So basically, me and Sarah had been friends for years, dude. She hadn't done a season in a while, but when she had first started, I mean, we took her under our wing, really helped her out, really just kind of like, helped her navigate the landscape. And then she took a few seasons off, and then her first season back was X's 2. We knew going in who we were going to be paired up with. Jordan at the time I hated. Me and Jordan could not fucking stand each other. He was new to the game, very cocky, very arrogant, very pompous. Not much has changed. So going in, I'm like, we had just had a big, me and him a battle the prior season in elimination. We'd gone at it. So he was not on my good side. Sarah and him are going to be paired up now going into X's. So she hits me up before the season. We were working out together and stuff, training for it. She goes, will you please put your differences aside with Jordan? For me. Because we're friends. So going in, I'm like, Sarah, for you, I will do this. So I put my differences aside with him. We worked hand in glove the entire season. In fact, if it wasn't for me coming back, because Nani and I got eliminated, went to redemption, fought our way back into the game. Jordan and Sarah were at the bottom of the totem pole. We can't say a totem pole anymore. They were at the bottom of the... at the bottom of the list. So we came back in and we managed to then flip the whole script, and then by nature of me coming back in, basically put them back in a safety position, right? So we've been working the entire season as allies, okay? The plan from the beginning was Sarah Jordan, me, Nani, Leroy, and Naya are the three that they're the alliance that we're going to fight, rock till the end. Jenna and Jay were our layup, our insurance policy. when we get to the last elimination, the last challenge, whoever loses goes against Jenna and Jake because that'll be the best shot of all 3 teams making it to the final. That was the understanding we all went into it with. Until Sarah and Jordan end up winning the final challenge. She then sees this Leroy loses. She then sees this opportunity to basically get rid of me so she'd have an easier shot in the final, which is exactly what she did. So by doing that, then it ended up sending me in against my best friend. I ended up going to a pretty brutal elimination against him. I separated my ribs. Like, it was gnarly. Like, it was such a gut punch, dude, because I was like, yo, like, I was riding with you this entire season. If this was your plan all along, or if you wanted to, then you should have let me know. So I just felt betrayed. I felt very betrayed by a friend, and hell hath no fury like a banana scorned. So I knew I was gonna get my revenge one day. I just didn't know it was gonna be as fucking sweet as it was.
And you just didn't know it was gonna be like tossed up in the air for you. Oh,
dude, it was so great. Like, here's the thing: if you want to be mad at anyone, be mad at production for putting that twist in. All I did was do exactly
what was offered.
Yeah, because it's not often that you get somebody with, here's the money. Do you want to split it?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, more than 9 times out of 10, the people are splitting it.
Yeah.
Not you.
It's like 9.5 times out of 10.
Yeah. 9.75 times out of 10.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Had she not done that to me first, well, A, we wouldn't have come in as rivals, because that was the season was called Rivals. We wouldn't have come in as rivals, A. But B, I wouldn't have done that.
I forget it was called Rivals, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of a poetic ending to a season called Rivals. Let me take the money and run.
And listen, there was 3 teams that had the opportunity to do it. Devin and Cheyenne, my cousin Vince and Jenna, me and Sarah. When TJ announced what the twist was in the beginning of the final, you can see both the other teams like laugh. They were like, there's no fucking way I'm going to take the money. Sarah and I's reaction was identical. We didn't look at each other, and we both kind of stared at the ground because both of us were going to do it.
I think she probably would have done it.
And she tries to say she wouldn't have done it.
No,
it's
she totally would have done it.
It's so easy to say I wouldn't have done that.
It's so easy to be like, oh my God, I would have never done it. Yeah,
because
it's
the
revisionist history. All right? Yeah, she definitely would have. I just struck first, dude.
It is a funny aspect now that they have baked into a bunch of different reality shows too, where it's like, here's the envelope, whoever gets the, like, they do it in Love Island, which is a funny twist because Love Island obviously is based on actually like romantic relationships. Oh God. So it's like the thought that somebody at the end would win and then take the money for themselves completely is crazy. And it's actually, it has happened on Love Island Australia, and it was fucking wild.
It's almost like I'm breaking up with you, and my way of telling you is taking the money.
Yeah.
Kind of like a divorce.
Yes. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But
I'm taking the house, I'm taking the kid.
Yeah. It's like almost a secondary thought because it's like the winners of Love Island do get money, and they do have the opportunity to split or somebody keep the whole thing, but they always split it.
They always split it. Yeah. Speaking of Love Island, Bula.
We
all just went to Fiji.
We were all just
fucking
in Fiji.
Look at these tans,
right?
You got the best tan. Let's see, Franny.
bronze.
Put your arm in here. Oh, can you guys lift those arms up with those rings?
I don't know. Dria's got a little Jersey Shore mixed in.
Yeah, see, that's
Jersey
not
Shore
fair.
mixed in.
I feel like
I got a little Florida mixed in.
Slightly ahead there.
Yeah.
You were there right before us.
I know.
We had just missed.
Yeah. Bummer.
How did you end up there?
So
who invited you? How did you get involved?
I was traveling around. I was backpacking in Fiji. I was hiking through this fucking mountain, and I saw this place that looked like Neverland, and they wouldn't let me in, and they were just like, no, you just go up on top of this hill and talk about it instead. I'm just kidding. I know somebody I've got a really good friend at Peacock who basically told me a while ago, she's like, hey, we kind of would like to get you on Love Island games. We think that would be a great platform or transition for you to go from like being on the challenge, right? And then going and competing on Love Island games, because that's kind of like right in your wheelhouse. It would make zero sense to put you in the fucking villa.
Regular.
It would have been great. I told them this on After Sun. They were like, oh, would you have gone in? I'm like, okay, after watching the last 5 episodes, because I didn't watch any of the season until I got there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll just catch up.
No,
I'm thinking it's like a regular show. I'm like, I missed maybe 3 or 4 episodes. They're like, no, you're 17 episodes behind.
Yeah.
So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh shit, dude. So I should probably watch some. They're like, all right, we're just going to let you watch the last like 5.
Yeah.
Before Casa.
Yep.
And that's why they brought me in for Costco. Said this is gonna be a very dramatic moment. Like we want your take on it. So I binged like 6 episodes in like 24 hours.
Yeah,
I've never had
That's
worse.
nothing.
I was
compared
gonna
to what
say
you've
not
done.
that impressive.
6 in 24 hours.
Or maybe it was like,
We've clocked about,
I've
like,
clocked 8, 9.
Yeah,
All right.
12.
Well, I'm not a reality television watcher. So, and I literally it gave me anxiety. Like I
yeah.
needed a Xanax after watching that because I'm like, what they are putting these people through is
It's psychological
diabolical
warfare.
on another level.
Yeah.
And coming from me, somebody that has been literally psychologically tortured in the past. I lived in a bunker underground for 10 weeks in the Czech Republic, an anti-aircraft missile bunker with no oxygen and no sunlight. Like, and dude, so like, and I have to wake up every morning and look at Wes Bergman's face. Like, dude, that's torture in itself. But the difference with the challenge is there's not as much like producer interference, I guess. Love Island, they were like, how can we set these people up to make horrible decisions that are 100% part of the recipe, and then when they do it, rake them over the coals for doing it and expose them for doing and this is what I said on After Sun. I'm like, because all the Selly, Maura, they were like, oh my god, Cordell and Aaron are such assholes, how can they do this? I'm like, guys, these boys, they're 22 years old.
Yeah.
It would be like giving a 16-year-old the keys to a Lamborghini and be like, drive the speed limit. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it's like they set them up. You put these guys in a house. They meet a girl. They're in a relationship for a week. Then they're like slowly removed and then put in this other house with a new group of hot girls who are all doing everything they can to get these guys to break it off with their
because they have to get on the show.
Because they want to get back into the villa. And then they record it and then they send it to their significant others and then they make them come back into the house. Dude,
were you just mind blown watching this?
Mind blown. I was watching this and I was like, oh my, because they asked me, that was one of the first questions. They were like, would you ever do this? I'm like, absolutely not.
So, but would you do Love Island games?
I do Love Island games.
Love Island games is totally different.
It has a little bit of both.
Whatever.
Though.
It has but see, that has more of the competition aspect.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole purpose of Love Island is to go and find love.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen for me. So I would go on and I'd obviously focus on more of the competition.
Is that just
aspect.
out of the question for you?
Love?
Like, settling down?
I don't know, man. I feel like I feel like I'm forever going to be like the bridesmaid. You know what I mean? Like watching all my friends settle down and get married and then... I don't know.
And do you feel like sad about that, or are you okay with that?
So, okay, here's what it is. The point that I'm at right now in my life and my career, I have so much going on and there is so much that happens on a daily basis. I mean, dude, just in I was telling you guys, the last 2 months, I was in Vietnam, the Philippines, then home for less than 2 weeks, St. Martin, then Fiji. Now I'm here doing press. I fly to LA tomorrow to do more press, and then I come back here for the premiere, and then I've got another show coming up in a few months. So it's like I feel like I'd be doing anyone that I was in a relationship. It's the same reason I don't have an animal. I don't even have time for a dog.
Like you feel like you're selfish, but for good reason.
But
like for busy reasons.
Eventually I will die alone.
But no, I'm saying eventually maybe the shows will slow down.
They will, and I will too. You know, here's the way I look at it. Right now, where I'm at, I feel like I've asked for where I'm at for a long time.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I fucking grinded it out on the challenge for 15, 16 years to finally get to a place where I've created enough of a brand and enough of, just a persona to where then I could use that as a platform to leapfrog and to delve into other areas and other shows and other parts of the entertainment industry. Now that I'm here, it's so much and it's coming so fast, but I tell myself, like, this is what I asked for. Yeah. Like, this is why I've foregone. I look at other guys on the challenge and it's like, there's guys who've been married, they have kids, they've like settled down. Leroy, my best friend, he's got 2 kids now. Yeah. And he's, engaged to get married. And I'm like, I'm watching guys. I'm like, damn, dude, if he's even like settled down, but
it worked. The show, it all worked.
It does.
Yeah. It's that's where it happened for him.
I know. So for me, like I just look at it like right now, I just need to focus 100% on my career
and what you've built
and what I've built and what I'm trying to continue to build, because you know as well as I do, it's like this industry is so fickle.
Yeah.
It moves fast.
Fast.
There's always new people coming in, new personalities.
Yeah.
If you were to settle down with somebody, would it be somebody who like works in sort of the same industry as you, so they kind of understand like it's never going to be over for you, it might slow down?
Yeah.
Or do you want someone who is like totally removed?
So I get this question a lot, and it's like there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
If you're with someone that's in the industry, they understand better like the ebb and flow of like what we have to do. Like, yeah, I go away for 10 weeks and I'm filming, but if you understand what that is, it's not me running around fucking naked around the house for 10 weeks. It's like, dude, it's a mental, you know, and strategic, you know, mind fuck. But then it's like, so they will get that. And a lot of times, like, people in the entertainment industry have a very open and loose schedule like me. So they're able to travel and, you know, kind of, you know, do the same thing. But like, but then it's also, they're so tapped in, anything and everything you do, they're like aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do have to, I mean, just based on who I am and you know, I have to kind of be a little bit of an eccentric, you know, over the top version of myself. So a lot of people don't have the ability to like handle that. So the answer to your question is, I don't know. I tend to run away from green flags and run towards red flags like a bull.
Yeah.
I got to stop doing that. I'm well aware.
Yeah.
But I'm probably not going to anytime soon.
You're not looking to settle down, so
No.
you don't have to run towards the green flags right now.
No.
When your schedule is packed up with activities, work projects, and more, it is easy to let your priorities slip. Even when we know what makes us happy, it's sometimes hard to make time for that. But when you feel like you have no time for yourself, non-negotiables like therapy are more important than ever. Creating that time, creating that space for therapy is so important, especially when things can add up and schedules can pack in and just make you feel overwhelmed. If you're thinking of starting therapy, you can give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. You can never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/office today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/office. Once again, visit BetterHelp.com/office today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/office.
No.
When you're alone, do you talk to yourself?
Like, do I have an internal monologue?
Like no, because I'm talking to myself in my brain at all times, probably. Yeah. Are you talking out loud? I never talk out loud. I picture you to be somebody who's talking out loud at home.
The only time I like have an internal monologue is like if I take like an edible or something.
Wait, so you don't talk to yourself in your brain?
No.
It's just nothing?
I just talk out loud. I talk so much out loud that I need some peace and quiet in my brain, so I can't also take up quiet time with talking to myself.
But when you're alone and you're like watching a show or something, no thinking. Just
sometimes if something really crazy happens, I'll have like an audible like reaction to it, like what the fuck,
right?
Like, Aaron, how good you?
Yeah.
But
it's not in here.
No, it's I don't. People have asked that.
I always have. My brain's always going.
Yeah, I feel like it's a debate people have. Where like some people just have they're just
no,
going. I feel like I always constantly have
talking
thoughts
to myself
or thinking in my brain.
You constantly have thoughts. Yeah, well, thoughts I have.
No, but like
I always have thoughts, but I'm not.
Sorry, I'm not wording correctly. I'm not constantly talking to myself in my brain.
Okay.
I'm just constantly thinking about something.
Okay.
Like some people are sometimes not thinking about anything.
Okay. No, I always think about stuff. Which it's actually a problem because that's why I do so many like I'm always doing tasks and busy work and shit because an idle mind like will drive me crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm always doing stuff to like try and like, you know, keep my mind busy.
Keep it sharp for the challenge.
Keep it sharp, man. Yeah. Keep it tight. Keep it right.
Is yellow your favorite color?
It's not. I just realized very recently that I could match green with yellow. Yeah,
because your watch also has yellow in it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you know, it kind of goes the whole like banana.
You just
thing.
thought that about green and yellow.
I know that you can match. I'm really bad with fashion.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it.
You wear a lot of like Johnny Bananas branded.
I have
merch.
to. don't you guys wear Barstool merch?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to.
We wear
it's
our
your
own stuff.
brand.
We wear our own stuff.
It's a brand. Yes, you wear your own stuff.
No,
It's a
I
brand you're
respect it.
affiliated
I'm
with.
just
Thank
you have a good matching going on right now.
Hey.
The yellow shoes, yellow watch with the yellow shirt.
Man. I picked this out myself. Yeah, but I didn't know you could match green with yellow until actually last season. Michelle on the show was wearing green with yellow, and I'm like, oh my god, you could fucking.
You're like, wow, that works.
You're like, nobody told me those colors look good together.
I'm not even kidding. Sometimes if I like have like a shirt or a pair of pants I haven't worn in a while, I'll literally Google like gray shirt. What pants should I wear with a gray shirt?
I respect that though.
No,
at least you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
He's gonna say. At least
You're thinking about it.
it.
When did the pinky rings come into mix?
When I became a mafia made man, they said this is something that you're gonna have to do.
wear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pinky
So ever
ring
since
does
then,
come into
after
play.
so now I'm kind of stuck doing it. Like if I take them off, I might get whacked.
Do you does anybody in your family wear pinky rings?
No.
They should start.
My grandpa wears one. It's pretty.
It's a strong move.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I need to get one. I mean, I lose a lot of my stuff, so I didn't want to buy anything too expensive, but I need to get one with like a diamond in it or something.
Yeah.
He's got like a.
Is it gold?
Yeah, it's gold.
That's sick.
Yeah, and it's got a. It's an. I think it is either has just an M or like all three of his initials.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Like
my brother has his eye on it.
He should.
They have the same names.
How big are your grandpa's fingers though?
Small. He's a small man.
Okay.
He's a small.
Because a lot of
a
lot of old Italian guys have like sausage fingers.
Yeah, they do.
Like, my dad's like that.
Yeah.
Like I look at my dad's hands to this day, and I'm like, Dad, you have
You're like, what happened here?
yeah, what my hands just
all the
stopped
work they were
growing,
putting in.
I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, wait. I wanted to ask about 40 again because split into eras. So there's only obviously so many people per era going in. Were you pumped or not pumped about the rest of the people in your era? And were you like, oh, is this good or bad for me?
Okay, so there's like multiple angles to this, right? When I first saw the lineup, I looked at the guys on my squad.
Yep.
And I'm like, we're fucked. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so and nothing against them, it's just their body of work is, I mean, you have Ryan and Brandon who have not been on a challenge in a while other than like all-stars.
Because you're also going, if you're going off eras, you're also going by age.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
That's true. And I literally, when I looked back and I saw, wait a minute, in my era, so seasons 10 through 20, like I really carried a fucking massive torch because I didn't really have a lot of role players to help me from my era through that. There wasn't a lot of big names or big faces in my era that, you know, helped me kind of like carry the torch through that. But then when I realized, I was like, wait a minute, I might be having to go into eliminations against my own era. Then I was happy again. Because then I looked at era 1, CT, Darrell, Derek, Brad. No, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, dude, era 4, you've got Theo, Kylan, Horacio. Era 3, you got, you know, Jordan, Leroy, Tony. So I'm like, all right, this is great because if I have to go into eliminations, these are obviously the guys I'd rather go in against. Then I looked at the females on our squad, which are like the goddamn Avengers.
Right.
Laurel, Emily, who came out of retirement. She's been cruising around the United States in a van with her cat. So I'm glad she came back to the challenge. Love you, Em. Laurel, Cara Maria, Kellyanne, like stacked, dude. Like I don't think there's ever been a female squad that's that strong. And a lot of times on the challenge, the females are what help you win.
Laurel was super intimidating.
Yeah, dude. Wait till you see her this season. we shared like, so our beds were right next to each other this season, and this is the first time I've spent as much time with her. We've always been friends, but this is the first time her and I spent like the amount of time we did together. And dude, it's so funny.
Who did she date again?
Who
was it?
Nicole.
Cara? Okay.
Nicole.
Okay. I was like, it wasn't Cara Maria.
Wasn't Cara. They've got a very tumultuous, up and down, volatile.
Then there was a past season somewhat recently that I think it was she had like a fling with
Nicole.
No, there was somebody else.
Jordan?
No. It was one of the
Bear?
It was one of the new guys.
One of the
newer guys. I could be talking out of my ass right now.
Yeah,
but I think
maybe.
it was Laurel. Didn't she and like Horacio have like a
Yes, that's right.
And like it was like I was kind of like this is a weird dynamic.
Correct. They had a
Totally. It was one of like the.
That was on Ride or Dies.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They did. They had a little thing, and then there was a lot of canoodling going on in that season.
Yeah, there was.
But yeah,
was there canoodling this season?
Oh my God, such a horny cast.
Really?
Not me.
Love it.
Because I would think like, I guess now, like with the eras, I'm thinking like they all have respect for the game and they're like, we're not here to mess around. Like we're here to play the game.
Everybody's horny.
But when you
still.
throw them all in a house,
shot. Well, it's funny because you will see there is a divide in the house. It's almost like era 1, era 2 is more like old school. Era 3, era 4 is newer school.
Yeah.
We've made all the bad decisions. We've done that. All right.
Yeah.
I've touched the stove a couple times and I had to remind myself how fucking hot it was and not to do it again. So I'm not doing it anymore. But I like watching other people make terrible decisions and get themselves involved in these showmances that you know are not going to last outside and are just going to be an absolute train wreck.
I love to see them. I love to see
it always adds a good element.
And it's always the newer people too, because the newer people get so excited. Like I think Olivia and Theo are together.
Yep.
And when I saw that, I saw her like TikToks with him and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, they met on the show.
Yeah. Yep.
They leave together.
Yep.
She gets his name tattooed on her neck.
Oh my God,
after a very short time of dating. But this is, okay, and you know what? This is one of the parallels that
Love
I was
Island.
drawing.
She's Love Island.
Exactly. And this is one of the parallels that I drew to Love Island on the challenge. This is what most people don't understand, is kind of like, and it's funny because I listened to KFC's, 1 Minute Man.
Yeah.
And his, and it's so funny because him and I actually started texting because we both somehow got involved in Love Island.
Yep.
And I was listening to his hot takes on it, and I'm like, bro, you're so right. We call it on the challenge, we call it trauma bonding. And when you are in a house with somebody for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 10 weeks, the amount of time that you're spending with these people is the equivalent, like Kevin said, of like 50 to 100 dates that you've gone on with these people. I've been told in the past, it's like once you've spent 100 hours with somebody, it's like your relationship, it goes from being like, oh yeah, we can hang out one weekend and I can not hear from you for a week and it'll be fine, to what are you doing? Who are you hanging out with?
Yep.
Like, I actually have feelings for you. If I see you with somebody else, this is going to be a problem.
Yep.
That happens so quickly on these reality television shows, and it's by design.
Yes.
And you become so close, and then you start feeling like these emotions that you have are so real, because on top of the amount of time you're spending with them, there's also this element of like emotional pressure and strain and psychological pressure. And when you're with somebody going through that, and then there's intimacy involved, it bonds you in a different way. So,
and also being cut off from the outside world.
Exactly.
Like you have no access to the outside world. They're all you have.
Yeah, it's the only person you could talk to.
And you think that because you're in this house together, your schedule is the same every day. You wake up, you hang out with the same people, you do the same stuff. You're like, oh my God, we're so compatible. Not realizing that, no, this is an artificial reality. Once you're in the outside world, a lot of times it doesn't withstand the test of time. Again, I've learned that the hard way a couple times. We'll never do it again. But that's why Love Island was like, it's like that on steroids.
Yeah.
The challenge does that, but nowhere near the extent that Love Island does.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so intense. And then it kind of makes you realize like, oh, this is why they're making these decisions.
Totally.
Because it's so amplified.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see what happens for season 40.
I'm really excited for this season. I just love I like being familiar with the people I'm watching, even if it's new, old, all around. It's going to be fantastic.
That's when it's
This
literally
is gonna be the best of the best.
This is the best of the best, and that's why it's going to be great TV.
Yep, exactly.
And it comes back August 14th, Wednesday nights.
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming back, Johnny.
MTV. I'll be back in the city for the premiere, so I don't know what you guys are up to, but if you guys want to come check it out, that might be fun.
Oh my God,
I would love
that'd be
to.
sick.
All right, but thanks for having me on. Love you guys.
Yeah, we love you
Love
too.
you,
Thank
best
so much
friend. Thanks for
back.
coming back.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
It'll be 2 more years.
Yeah. See you guys.
Hey, see you for season
maybe
50.
we'll all go to Fiji together next
Maybe
year.
you guys could come on my podcast next.
Oh, well,
the
if you
Death,
invite us.
Taxes, and Bananas podcast.
Yes.
If you invite us,
when
we'll be
next
there.
time in the city, so I record
So
out of
say
the
you haven't invited
Spotify
us.
studio in World Trade Center. So
Okay,
Oh,
just
very
invite
cool.
us and we're there.
I will.
Okay, sounds great.
And next time I come, my face had better be on this fucking star.
No, do
It'll
not touch
always be
Zac.
Zac Efron. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you oh so very much, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday. I did finger guns, just in case you were listening and not watching.